When does rhythm conquer just about everything else in music? Well, Hymn 124 is a great example of this, and that's what we're going to talk about today on Dr. Doug's Daily Tips for How to Write Great LDS Church Music. In Be Still My Soul, there are lots of beautiful things happening, but the one that pretty much conquers them all is rhythm. Okay, there's a lovely tune here, there's some lovely harmonies, but what keeps it interesting, what keeps our ear engaged is a simple rhythm trick that anybody can use. It's very, very simple. But just this subtle little rhythm shift keeps the ear moving forward until the final resolution. Okay? So as you can see, the very opening of the piece, there's no downbeat. It starts on beat 2. And side note, this is a very good conducting exercise. When you're learning to conduct the hymns or any type of music, it's important to learn how to bring a choir or a congregation or an orchestra in on different beats in the bar. When you bring them in on beat 1, you have to prepare with a pickup on beat 4. When you bring them in on beat 3, you have to prepare with a pickup on beat 2, etc., etc. This is probably the hardest of those, where you're bringing them in on beat 2, so you have to give a strong downbeat. 1, be still my soul. Anyway, we'll talk conducting another day, but let's get into this rhythm. So immediately when you hear the opening of this hymn, the blank, be still my soul, we're right away, by starting on this second beat, we're right away looking for a foothold. We're looking for a rhythmic foothold, which pushes our ear forward to the next downbeat. Be still my soul, da-dee-da-deem, da-da-dum. And following suit, we get this syncopation on the first cadence spot, and it again emphasizes beat 2. So starting on beat 2, and we're emphasizing beat 2, side, this little simple syncopation. Now, this tempo marking, peacefully, quarter note equals 84, is actually quite a bit slower than the original tempo marking of this music. This piece was composed by the Finnish composer Jan Sibelius in his piece Finlandia for orchestra. It's a short 10-minute work for orchestra, and it's now the national anthem of Finland. But when he composed this, it's really in 2. So you get this feeling of half notes, like 1 and 2 and be still my soul, da-dee-da-teem, ta-ta-dum. That's the original tempo. And in that original tempo, the thinking of the composer, by putting a rest on the downbeat in that faster tempo, makes us want even more to move forward. It's just, you can't stop the propulsion in that faster tempo with a rest on beat 1 and with these syncopations on beat 2. Okay? Now, we usually do it a little slower in church. 1, be still my soul, the Lord. I like to go faster, personally. It brings life into the music a little bit more, and it's how he originally composed it. Anyway, that's beside the point. But the point today, the gem I want you to take away, is using a different emphasis than the downbeat at crucial points. Now, of course, he does use the downbeat. This is a strong downbeat. This is a semi-strong downbeat, but it's mid-phrase where we're still moving forward. We think we're going to get to a strong downbeat here, but we don't. We get this side, this little short melisma, a 2-note move on the same syllable, side, which re-emphasizes beat 2, not beat 1. And then it continues. We get it again over, let's see, here. With patience bear. So, well, actually it starts here. We get 1 again. This is basically a dead beat. Quarter rest, 1. With patience bear thy cross of grief and pain. 1. Leave to thy God. So again, we get this basically dead downbeat, and we emphasize beat 2, which makes the arrival on pain, even though that's an arrival on a downbeat, it doesn't feel finished at all because, again, we have this rest on beat 1. It's not actually a written out rest, but every time we sing this, the tie over to the quarter, everybody breathes right there. It happens every time in every congregation, and it should, because when you tie over like that, you tend to breathe. That's just what happens. So that's not a mistake. It's fine that it's written that way. But that doesn't stop. Again, 2, 3, 4, then the same rhythm continues. We think it's going to resolve. It does resolve, but again, it emphasizes beat 2. Then we have this same kind of breathing rest on beat 1 again, and it goes to this downbeat, but again, syncopates here. So this syncopation doesn't stop. What happens? So by de-emphasizing beat 1 and bringing every phrase in, starting on beat 2, this is like tipping us forward rhythmically. You can literally feel the motion going forward, and it doesn't end until the very bitter end. But in my mind, when I hear it, I'm almost ready for it to syncopate again, because it's happened so many times by this point. Okay, so yes, there are some lovely harmonies in this, but they almost don't matter so much in the overall scheme of the hymn if the syncopation's not there. The syncopation is the thing that trumps everything in this particular hymn. Yes, okay, I don't want to de-emphasize the harmony or the melody, because they're lovely and they add to it, but this is such a cool example of using rhythm to be the most key element in your church music. And all he did was shift things over by one beat. Instead of starting on the downbeat, you start on beat 2, and instead of ending the phrase by emphasizing beat 1, he ends phrases and starts phrases by, again, using beat 2, which is a very weak beat in 4/4. The strongest beat is beat 1, the second strongest beat is beat 3, the weak beats are 2 and 4, and I would argue that the weakest beat of all is 2, because beat 4, we're naturally hearing 4/1. We're hearing this pick up to the downbeat. But beat 2, it's kind of like Tuesday, right? Oh, Monday's the start of the week. Wednesday's the halfway point of the week. Oh, Thursday, well, we're almost to Friday. And Friday, gosh, it's the weekend. But Tuesday's like the least emphasized day. That's kind of how beat 2 is in a 4/4 bar. So Sibelius uses beat 2 as his point of entry and his point of departure of every phrase, and it completely propels the ear and the voice forward. Excellent technique. I think you should try this technique, and notice it works especially well if the first and most important word of the opening phrase is the 4th syllable. Be still my soul. Aha. Now he could have put that in 3/4. He could have gone, be still my soul, the Lord is on thy side. But he kept it in 4. So by having a 3-syllable grouping as a pickup and having the first strong syllable on the 4th syllable, it sets the stage for this perfectly. Okay, that's your gem for today. I hope you give this one a try. Rhythm is such a great thing and such a simple way to change up the power of your phrases. All right, that's all for today. If you'd like some more free tips like this, please head over to latterdaymusiversity.com where you can get some more free items. And please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. We'll see you next time.